Here come the boys. Y'all ready to go swimming, baby? Come on. Give it up. Get out of that water. I tried telling y'all, it's swim lessons, baby.
Welcome back to Week 13. We are the People's Game Day. My name is Dallas Hansen, joined alongside Lordy. It's got to be Jordy. And the man they call the leg, Josh Bourne. Before we get to the People's Game Day, we got to thank our sponsors, PSP Network. It's now basketball season, wrestling season. Make sure you check out our schedule of events on our website. That's psp.network. Also subscribe to the YouTube channel. That's at PSP Network. And how about the best place to eat in the Bakken? That's River's Edge Bar and Grill. They got the best happy hour in town, the best food, and they got the best game called Name That Tune. Again, that's River's Edge Bar and Grill in Williston, North Dakota. And how about Glasso Angus? That's Glasoe Angus. Make sure to check them out. They're the premier source for registered black Angus cattle since 1973. Glasso Angus cattle showcase dominance, durability, and docility. That is Glasso, Glasoe Angus.com. Boys, happy Thanksgiving week. Or as a lot of us call it, Pie Week. Jordy, what's your favorite side for Thanksgiving?
Green bean casserole. I'm also family tradition, a little bit of a cinnamon jello guy.
Ooh, I like. How about you, Josh?
You're a what guy? Sorry, I missed the second part. Green beans and
Little cinnamon jello.
Cinnamon jello?
Ugh.
Yeah, it's a family.
That would be a
thing.
good nickname for you.
Oh, yo, that kind of hits. Jordy is cinnamon jello.
I do jiggle.
Cinnamon jello.
Dude.
And we're out the gates. The only thing we're missing is a
Jello.
noose. Let's move on.
Josh, favorite side? What are you
I
most
gotta
looking
go-
forward to?
Kind of classic and just go with mashed potatoes. I don't know. Maybe I have a weird obsession, but I think mashed potatoes are elite. My wife doesn't like them. She's fucked. But
She doesn't like anything.
that's a good point. She kind of hates everything. But mashed potatoes, elite. Not instant mashed potatoes, by the way.
By the
Real
way,
mashed
can,
Put some love in there.
where's the love for the stuffing? Can we get some stuffing?
Meh.
No love for stuffing. All right.
Big time meh.
Surprised you need stuffing. You're already full of shit, Betty.
Oh.
That's a good one to come back from the cinnamon jello. I get that. Well, boys, a lot happened this week in college football. A lot has happened, and
Fuck, he's
the
juggling
big
right
one.
now.
There's a lot going on right now. Who knows where Lane Kiffin's going to be in Jordy? You know Lane Kiffin well. Let's be honest. He did Tennessee very dirty, and that's your blood, the Tennessee Volunteers. But now you get the feeling that he loves Ole Miss, but is he going to LSU, Jordan? Where is he going?
He's going to go to LSU, then he's going to leave him for Alabama, then he's going to get fired from Alabama. He's going to end up at, Notre Dame, then he's going to leave Notre Dame for Clemson, then he's going to leave Clemson for, Florida, and then he might retire at Florida. This man has no loyalty. He thinks his daughter loves him. She's just there because he gives her money. That's probably a bit too far, but I've had enough of this guy.
What's the
am
obsession? I
done.
don't understand the Lane Kiffin obsession.
Because of Tennessee. He left Tennessee.
No, not Jordan. I just mean with all these programs that are like, we want Lane Kiffin at our place. Like, why?
Who else are you going to hire? Who else
Well, I
are you going to
understand,
hire?
but what's the difference between Lane Kiffin and James Franklin?
Young.
I mean,
Was kind of
as far as
Saban's
production,
toy.
what,
I think
what
the
has-
The
What has
Monty
Kiffin
Kiffin
done?
thing definitely doesn't hurt him. His dad was the greatest defensive coordinator of all time.
what has
He was
Lane
on
Kiffin
national
done
champion teams at Ole Miss. Or not Ole Miss, USC.
that James
Went to
Franklin
his
has
Super
never
Bowl
done?
with the Raiders.
As a head coach. What has he done that James Franklin has not done? Win 10 games? Nope. They both done that. Win a title? No, neither one's done that. Win a conference championship?
Coach-
Nope, neither one's done that.
But I would
Coach
say what
Florida
he's done.
Atlantic.
Been in a title?
Yeah,
James
that's a
Franklin's
good-
done that. Or been close to a title, whatever. Been in a semifinal. I don't know. I don't.
Wouldn't you say though what he's done at Ole Miss is better than what James Franklin did at Penn State?
It's the exact same.
Penn State's like right here, and you get the Ole Miss is a couple notches down, isn't it?
James Franklin, gave them some water. They were drowning. He put their head above water and built a much better program. Whoever gets hired, they're in a much better place than when James Franklin took it over after the dinkings that were going on at Penn State.
I'll say, did we forget what happened to Penn State about 10 years ago?
Jesus
Ooh,
Christ.
it was bad.
Josh, this
Did you
year,
ask?
let's let's let that one go.
Anyways,
This year, Josh, this one's for you. Who wins the Heisman this year?
this one's tough because it's obviously a quarterback dominated award. That's kind of where I'm leaning, Jordy. You know, we got Marcel Reed, Fernando Mendoza, Julian Sayin, Dante Moore, Haynes King, even Diego's in the mix, I guess. They do have an argument to be the Heisman favorite besides Pavia, I think. But I saw a stat. I don't remember which game I was watching yesterday. But every year that ends in a 5, since the Heisman Trophy has been given out, every single time since 1935, a running back has won the award.
Whoa.
Most recently in 2015 with Derrick Henry.
Nice.
So like Jordan said, I kind of like Jeremiah Love. The game against Miami in week 1, he had 10 carries and they lost. No touchdowns. Right? They lost the game. They didn't give their best player the ball. It just shows how valuable he is. Ever since then, he scored at least 1 touchdown in every game, including 3 this week against Syracuse, where he took 8 carries for 171 yards, 21 and a half yards per carry in that game. Give Love his flowers. Give him the Heisman. I like Jeremiah Love because I don't think there's a dominant quarterback this year. There's some really good quarterbacks, but I think Jeremiah Love's head and shoulders above in that running back category, and he's very, very valuable to that Notre Dame Irish team.
Hell yeah, dude. Good factual there. All right, let's start with our recap. This was an interesting one. Oklahoma versus Mizzou. Lordy, let's throw it to you right away. Sooners get away with one 17-6. Oklahoma improves to 9-2. Jordan, your takeaways from this one.
Well, my takeaway's the same as it's been all year. Their defense and what they have built on that side of the ball is much different than what they have offensively. Year 1 with the offensive coordinator and Mateer that they brought in from Washington State. They're doing just enough to win on that side, but the defense takes the cake for them. And I think they will be a problem for anybody in the playoff just because you are going to struggle to score on a team like Oklahoma.
Excuse me. No one's going to say bless you?
No,
Okay.
I it.
Okay. No, that sounds good. All right, Josh, we'll go to you. Miami Hurricanes 34, the Virginia Tech Hokies 17. Miami improves to 9-2. Virginia Tech falls to 3-8, who will now be under head coach Franklin. Your thoughts and takeaways from Miami, Virginia Tech?
Yeah, Virginia Tech cut this to 10 a few times. They were kind of within striking distance. They were wearing the worst jerseys I've ever seen. Miami was just too much.
What? Those were good jerseys.
Those were awful.
Yeah.
They look like
Brick by brick.
it's fine.
I'm still damaged from Butch Jones.
As a
Let me
mantra
leave.
or whatever, but those jerseys
bad.
were bad. They
Good
were
jerseys,
bad.
bad mantra.
That's backwards. I picked Virginia Tech to cover this. Miami had to sneak in that last touchdown in a Bush League move. I don't know if you guys saw it. There was 26 seconds left on 4th down, and they threw the fucking ball for a touchdown. Cristobal was quoted afterwards saying he didn't want to run the ball against a run-heavy box. Like, dude, come on.
Game's over.
I mean, you're up by 10. You have 26 seconds left. Give them the ball back. I mean, even if they score one more time. I don't know. That's a stupid comment. Miami's going to get what's coming to them. They're going to get left out of the playoff, and then we'll see what happens after that. They need a lot to go their way to get into the ACC championship, and then they need to win that game to get into the playoff, I think. But I didn't like that from Miami.
It's kind of what someone whose nickname is Cinnamon Jello would do. We move on.
That is
Vanderbilt.
some Cinnamon Jello shit.
That's some Cinnamon Jello shiz right there. Vanderbilt, the Commodores pick up a big W against the Kentucky Wildcats 45-17. Lodi, give it to me.
Yeah, all I got to say is enjoy it while you can. Shit ain't happening next week.
Oh,
Diego, keep running
enough.
out another man with your mother. That shit ain't gonna happen next week. That's insane to me, by the way. Yeah, that's absurd.
What did he do?
That's
I
a New
missed this.
Mexico guy. Theo Vaughn has been hanging out with Diego Pavia's mom.
Dude, he cut him a deal. He's like, if you give me a date with your mom,
He went to senior day.
To what's her name?
Jeez.
Tate
He went
McRae.
to senior day with her. It's bad. Oh, it's bad.
He has to call
Josh.
him dad now.
Josh, Oregon 42, USC 27. The Ducks improved to 10-1. Oregon USC, falls to 8-3. Your takeaways from this one?
USC can obviously say goodbye to the playoff. Oregon looked pretty sharp in this one. Dante Moore threw the ball really well against an okay defense as far as Lincoln Riley teams go. And the Ducks defense did enough to keep them in the position to win. People like Jordan, for example, will say that Oregon hasn't beaten anybody because they don't have ranked wins. But
They beat Iowa.
the Ducks are dangerous. I know they beat Iowa. Do you know that? Do you know that?
Did you hear me say it just now?
I'm still not convinced.
He's
Are
not
you aware
convinced.
that winning at Iowa is a big win?
You need to talk to the man in the mirror.
No, I don't. I've tried it. Don't like it.
Bad day to be John Daly, boys. Arkansas, the Razorbacks fall to 2-9, and they lose the Texas Longhorns in an absolute shootout, 52-37. Jerry, what'd you think?
Say what you will about Arkansas, but Taylon Green and the boys can put a little run together on offense. But probably Arch Manning's best day as a Longhorn. I believe he had 4 touchdowns, maybe 5 with the touchdown catch. Looked a little athletic. I don't see Peyton or Eli doing that, so good for him. Big game next week against Texas A&M for all the marbles in the SEC. That could throw a big wrench into a lot of people's plans for the playoff.
Josh, how
How?
about this? How?
Hold
Go
on.
ahead.
A&M's
How?
in either way.
Mm-hmm.
So
If Texas ends, is Texas still at 3 losses? So
Currently,
if they beat A&M and then Alabama beats A&M, A&M's at 2 losses, so that would jump them down. That would kick other people out, wouldn't it?
I don't
they
know,
would
but
go
we're talking
from the
about a
4 seed.
3-loss Texas team that didn't win the SEC getting into the playoff. I mean, probably.
I don't think Texas will jump the playoff. I think it's just going to bump A&M down and
It'll
kick
shift
further
some things
teams
around,
out.
but A&M's in. They're 11.
It's going to shift
in.
somebody down. Well, it'll keep. Well, Alabama
No, it
would have to
won't.
win to
All
keep
it'll do is
themselves
just
out.
have either Georgia or Alabama above them.
The
whoever beats
biggest
them.
kicker is if Alabama wins the SEC championship. If they lose, they're probably out, I think.
Yeah, that could fuck some things around if they lose. That would keep Georgia in and kick Alabama out. Maybe get Miami.
Tennessee
back in
made
there. I
it
don't
with
know.
3
We'll see.
Tennessee made it with 3 losses last year. That's all I'm saying.
SEC. That's why.
I'm sorry some of us had a good day until the game started, Josh. Dallas next.
Utah Utes improved to 9-2, 51 over K-State, 47. Josh, K-State, a team we've been riding a lot this year, and they've been losing. I mean, it's 6 losses is a lot, but they put up a good fight here against a good Utah team.
Absolute classic Big 12 game. I know Utah's not a traditional Big 12 team, but this was a perfect. If like JJ ever asked, what's the Big 12 like? I would just love to show him this game. Offense aplenty, defense optional. That's what this game was. It's not a great look for Utah because, like you just mentioned, K-State has not been playing well. They kind of needed some style points to maybe bump themselves back up into that top 12 conversation. A win's a win, but they have to be better if they want a shot at the playoff. And I think Utah they won, but I think they kind of worked their way more on the bubble. They got to win convincingly at Kansas this week.
TCU jumped out to a 14-0 first quarter lead, but then limped to the finish line. Still won by 3 against the Houston Cougars, who fall to 8-3. TCU is now 7-4. Jordan, what happened to the Houston Cougars here?
Well, they had a chance to tie it up there at the end, and the kicker, much like Max Gilbert from Tennessee, just decided, It's not our day, boys, but I'm still going to kick it.
It's harder than it looks.
TCU looks like they're going to – yeah, I'm sure it is. TCU's going to have a hell of a game. Maybe it won't be the Pinstripe Bowl. What bowl game do you think they're going to play Nebraska in, Josh?
Oh.
A couple of 7-5 teams.
I got some for that later.
All right, keep it in the back pocket.
I'll let that go.
I assume I'll be at the Union.
Jordan, let's keep it here with you. Dude, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets really letting us down here, Lordy. They lose to the Pittsburgh Panthers, who are decent, 42-28. That's just a second loss this year for Georgia Tech. But what happened here, and is Pittsburgh this good?
Oh, Pittsburgh.
Haynes King didn't play well.
He did not,
your guy.
but they also start slow. They start slow all the time. They are a second-half team. Apparently, that's a big Georgia thing, in the words of Danny O'Boyle. But Pittsburgh, since that quarterback has taken over, their only loss has been to Notre Dame. He played really well. They jumped out 21-0. Georgia Tech just couldn't come back from that. They look, when you watch them, they have talent offensively. They make great plays. They just cannot find a rhythm. I just don't think he can rein in a guy like Haynes King and run the system. He's just too damn talented. That's why they have 2 losses. Good win for Pittsburgh, who's now in the ACC championship in a conference that every single year is a shit show. I don't know if Miami jumps in to play them in the ACC championship. Borm, do you know?
No, dude, Miami needs – I think they need Georgia Tech and Virginia to lose this week.
So
they
Georgia Tech can still make it.
I'm pretty sure. Don't quote me on that, but I'm almost positive because Virginia, Pitt, Georgia Tech are all above Miami in the standings.
Jesus Christ, what a
because they only have
mess.
1 conference loss, but Miami has 2.
Borm, how about
what a mess? But good win for Pittsburgh. That quarterback, who's a true freshman.
Which, are we sure
really
Pitt's
good.
in? Because if Virginia and Georgia Tech win, I think they would be in. I don't know that Pitt's for sure in. Are you sure on that?
The graphic on the screen said all they needed to do was win
this week or last week.
I guess. Let me.
I think they're in a win and in situation, and I think there'll be a tiebreaker between Georgia Tech and Virginia if they both win.
Yeah, them and Virginia are both 6-1. Them, Virginia, and SMU are all 6-1 in conference.
I forgot about SMU. Yeah, Miami might be in fucking 5th place.
8-3, but 6-1. What a comeback for the SMU Mustangs. They beat the shit out of Louisville.
Yeah. Flex their muscle a little bit.
Sorry.
How about the Wisconsin Badgers? 27. They put up 27. They only passed for 75 yards. 0 passing touchdowns, but they still get a W here. They beat the Fighting Illini 27-10. Thoughts?
Yeah, a little bit of a weird game here. Bielema playing against his old team. He kind of laid an egg against his old squad. Wisconsin kind of going the right direction now that they extended Fickle after a really disappointing start to the season. They took down Washington, and then obviously Illinois. They played tough at Oregon. They didn't get smoked by Indiana. I mean, they lost convincingly, but it wasn't like Nebraska lost to Indiana last year. So I don't know what it is. They did it the way traditional Wisconsin's teams do it with running the ball and defense. You mentioned I had them at 92 passing yards, 209 on the ground for the Badgers, and they held Illinois to 59 yards or 50 yards rushing, which, of course, Bielema, that's what he does. He runs the ball. It's a good win for Wisconsin that can spark some offseason and recruiting momentum because they're not bowl eligible. They're not going to get to bowl eligible. Maybe some good things happen for the Badgers, but this is a good win. Really disappointing for Illinois.
Yeah, no, I agree. That was a shocker to me. And now we get to the 2 favorite recap games of the week. It was the Tennessee Volunteers belt to ass against the Florida Gators. Jordan, I know you sent that video. We'll put it up on our YouTube page of the Tennessee Volunteers mascot taking that gator and literally somebody's belt out of the crowd and spanking the gator, which was an all-time video. This is a big win. They beat Florida 31-11. This is kind of a weird one for Tennessee. It's kind of almost a trap game. Florida's played a lot of teams tough. But how do we feel about your Vols right now?
Well, first and foremost, there's been a lot of talk this year about Heupel. You know, we lost to Georgia this year. We obviously lost to Alabama. We measure our years by that. Listen, the only team he hasn't beaten is Georgia. He exercised the demons against Alabama. He broke the Arkansas curse. This man won for the first time. I'm not saying this was such a great win, but let's just put some historical context on this. For the first time since 2003, the Vols walk in and absolutely curb stomp the Gators in Gainesville. Hasn't been done since 2003. Taken for granted what a tough place that is to play and what a just absolutely top-tier program that is, and where they are right now is a shame. College football is better when they are good. My life is worse when they are good, but I think college football as a whole is better when they're good. What a win for the Vols. Not how I saw that going at all. I just assumed DJ Lagway was going to channel some Chris Leak, some Tim Tebow. Before halftime, there was a man in the stands ripped off the Tim Tebow jersey. And the tweet, somebody finds the clip and tweets, Tim Tebow jerseys at half-mast, boys. It's bad.
Is that really a tough place to play? South Florida went in and won there.
Historically, abso-fucking-lutely it is.
We gave our guys Gatorade.
We call our stuff Gatorade.
Gatorade. Greatest commercial of all time.
Shit, when's the last time you had a Gatorade? Talk to me about tough fucking place to play. They have their own drink, Josh. They got Tom Petty on the juke, Josh. Yeah, it's a tough place to play. They're hydrated. They like their music there.
Nebraska is more historically relevant than Florida. Does that make Lincoln a tough place to play?
No, not if you've got a heartbeat anymore.
Jesus Christ. You're proving my point.
Speaking of tough place to play, it was the Nebraska Cornhuskers going into Penn State. Penn State came into the game 4-5, I believe.
4-6.
Nebraska still had some life in them at this point. Well above 500. They've kind of riding this wave of, hey, we can still make a year. This was a big game. This would have been a big win. Penn State's got a little momentum
above
with it.
500.
They've got a Penn State
is well above 500. That's what Tennessee is, you dumb bitch.
Well, now they're 7-4.
It's getting good. It's getting good, but that was not the case, Josh. And unfortunately, the Nebraska Cornhuskers fall to the Penn State Nittany Lions 37-10. When you were going into this game, Josh, what were you thinking? Because you had to have a little momentum and thinking, okay, we're going to win this game. And then it kind of starts off really slow, just 7-0. But that second quarter, Penn State outscored Nebraska 16-3. And then we're like, oh, shit, the wheels might be coming off.
I thought this game was over after the first drive. Nebraska marches down the field, and they have a really good drive. They get to the 2-yard line and get stopped. Going forward on fourth down, totally agree with the call. I would have done the same thing, but they get stopped. And I think if they score there, this game maybe goes a different way. I'm not saying they win, but I don't think it's quite the blowout that it was. But that coupled with Penn State going 98 yards after that, it was over after that. I know it was back and forth for a while with 7-0, but not finishing that first drive that was so promising, and then letting them go 98 yards. I thought that was it. That was game over. So, I don't know. It's what Nebraska does. Penn State was not threatened at all by anything downfield by Nebraska. They loaded up on the run. They know who Emmett Johnson is. They know they have a backup quarterback in. They needed to be able to stretch the ball downfield or at least have that threat. Penn State did it. Iowa's going to do it. They're going to load the box and make Latif beat them. We'll see how it goes at home next week against Iowa, because they're not going to be able to just run the ball 40 times a game. So they're going to have to throw the ball, and we'll see what Latif can do.
How about Nebraska was 1 for 6 on fourth down conversions? That's wild to me.
That's what I mean.
1 for 6.
I mean, you want to get 3 to 4 yards a play, and so you don't get into fourth downs, but Penn State was ready for them to run the ball. And Emmett Johnson still got over 100, but man, they knew what was they knew. They're going to they're going to force feed Emmett Johnson, and Penn State was ready for it, and which I don't think is a bad strategy by Nebraska. Of course, he's one of the best running backs in the country, but dude, they know it's coming. The box is loaded. I don't know the exact stats or whatever, but I would guess Penn State was not in too high safeties very often.
Yeah, I mean, a player to watch now that's I think is on everybody's radar has definitely got to be Katron Allen. 25 carries, 160 yards, 2 touchdowns, averaged just about over 6 yards per carry. I mean, that's wild. And that's a player we got to watch. Speaking of got to watch, boys, it is a huge week this week in college football. It's rivalry week, boys. We are back. Let's go. Let's kick it off this week, boys, with Ole Miss versus Mississippi State. It's the Egg Bowl, baby. Time to get up. Ole Miss is now a 7.5-point favorite with an over-under of 63.5 points. Oh, my God. Lordy, let's start with you.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. New guy's in the corner puking his guts out. Blah! Jello, blah!
All because
Jordy, who do we...
you want to save a couple pennies.
You wanted to pick Mississippi State. Lordy.
Oh, I'm glad that's what you let me in with. I'm so glad that's what you let me in with. Listen here, buddy. Jeff Lebby gets Mississippi State, the state, to 6-6. They make a bowl game, and it means something to them because it shows momentum. They didn't have an SEC win before this year, and they're going to beat Ole Miss. They're going to send Lane Kiffin to LSU. They're going to send Ole Miss back to the dark ages. I'm calling that shit right now. That man's going to lose that game, somehow miss out. They'd probably still make the playoff, but he'd still leave. If somebody's going to offer you $90 million, let's just throw it out there, which is the rumored amount, you're going to go where you're going to get $90 million. This is the most justifiable thing that he's left for.
Shit, I'd go
leaving
over
Tennessee for USC. Leaving Tennessee for USC, not justifiable. Insane is what it was.
Don't let the Lane Kiffin hate blind you from how good Ole Miss is, Lordy. You're
Monty,
better than that.
Hall of Famer. And can I add something real quick? Lane Kiffin's father, Hall of Famer in the NFL. Was it Mick Tinglehoff, Hall of Fame center for the Minnesota Vikings, Lexington, Nebraska. You know what just happened? A meat packing plant in Lexington, Nebraska just shut down. That town is not going to exist anymore, boys. There's a Walmart and a fucking meat packing plant. 3,000 jobs gone. Mississippi State.
How did we get on a meat packing plant?
Dude, I'm telling you, that's like literally 2,000, 3,000 jobs.
I'm not
That's
arguing with
the
that.
entire town works there.
Why did they
2
shut it down?
NFL Hall of Famers and a meat packing plant.
Why did they shut it down?
Why'd they shut it
Because
down?
some fucking billionaire is making too much money and goes, well, we're kind of losing money there and people were surviving. Gone. That's why they're shutting it down. For fuck's sakes. They're making more on beef than they ever have. Insane. We're in the state where we have more cattle than any state in America, and you're shutting down a beef packing plant. I can't wait for Dick Monfort from the Colorado Rockies to jump in. That's exactly what the state of Nebraska needs. Do you have any idea how bad it is? I'm sorry. I've had a few.
Bad.
Andrew Rios, God bless you.
Don't bring Rios into this. Josh, Ole Miss, Mississippi State.
You met Rios? Have you met
I've
Rios?
met him.
Oh, God.
Let's not talk about Rios.
Let's not talk about Josh. 63.5 over under. I mean, they're going to score a lot of points. I get that. But who are you taking? Ole Miss, Mississippi State? You got to be taking Ole Miss with me, aren't you?
I'm with Jordy, which doesn't make me feel good. Give me the Bulldogs. They're at home. A lot of distraction around that Ole Miss program, and I would just love to see it. That would be awesome. So not only do I think it's going to happen, I'm really rooting for it to happen. I'm going to take Mississippi State.
Lane Kiffin's going to take the egg from the Egg Bowl. He's going to smash it on top of Lordy. It's got to be Jody's head, and he's going to walk out of there. They're going to win this game by 14, I'll say it. Ole Miss by 14. There's no way they're losing this game. There's a lot going on. I get that with that program, but I
in
believe
Stark
in Lane Kiffin.
Vegas.
Oh yeah, Stark Vegas.
Dude, they know they're in the playoff regardless. I just think they're going to sleepwalk through this one.
No, they
And
want to get.
and Mississippi State needs it. They need this one. Ole Miss
They
doesn't.
need it.
Oh, they need it.
Speaking of needing it, Jordy, how about this one? It's your boys from Georgia Tech. They're taking on the Dogs, Danny O'Boyle's team. Georgia right now, 12.5-point favorites. A money line of -521, so they're big-time large favorites. Are you taking the Bulldogs, or are you going with your favorite Georgia Tech team?
Listen, last year was such a madhouse of a game, and really the launching point for Haynes King as a national brand, which I consider him to be. The guy is just electric. Georgia Tech with Brent Key, who I think Auburn might be throwing the bag at this guy. And if I'm him, I might leave Georgia Tech, but Georgia has too much going for them right now. Offensively with Gunnar Stockton, with Zach Branch, Nate Frazier's finally starting to find his way. Defensively, I just don't see Georgia Tech winning this, and that's what makes them dangerous. They have nothing to lose. This is a non-conference game.
Upsets?
Back-to-back upsets for Lordy.
Dude.
He better be praying.
Do you realize how close they were last year? I don't know the last time they beat them. I think they had a Hail Mary a couple of years ago, but this is one of those games. It's not conference, but fuck's sakes, boys, does it mean a lot. And Haynes King is going to go out. Haynes King is going to go out with a win that means a whole hell of a fucking lot to Georgia Tech. Give me the Yellow Jackets.
I like it.
For no other reason than Haynes King. He was so great last year. I go, who the fuck is this guy? And here we are. It was like a 7 overtime game last year.
I think
because of the 2-point deal.
Yep.
Which I hate that they switched that. I think that's asinine. But
I missed
it.
It
Was what
overtime.
it was.
It was unbelievable. I think
it
the
was
NFL
perfect.
should do the college overtime.
College overtime was perfect, and just because LSU and Texas A&M have money, now this is what we do.
Josh, who
one
you
of the
taking?
best overtime games of all time.
Yeah,
and
we're punished because of it.
What Jordy's saying, it's very similar to Ole Miss. I think Georgia's probably in either way, maybe not. So they might need to win this game. But I do think exactly what Jordan was just saying is why Georgia's going to win. Because I think Georgia and Kirby Smart are going to do whatever they need to do to make sure someone else on that Yellow Jackets team besides Haynes King wins the game. And I don't think they have anybody else that can do it. Haynes King could win this game, but Kirby will not let that happen. Somebody else is going to beat him, and I don't think they have a person. I don't.
Haynes King is going to be at Enterprise Rent-A-Car. This is his last showing, boys.
I understand, but I really think Georgia's going to just absolutely not that guy. Anybody else, and I don't think Georgia Tech has anybody else. I'm going to take the Dogs by a decent amount. Actually, I kind of like the points here with Georgia.
I'm taking Georgia as well. I think they're one of the favorites to win it right now. I got to roll with Georgia. I love what you said, Jordan, about Georgia Tech, but give me the Dogs for Danny O'Boyle. All right, moving on to the next one. This is going to be
fuck
this is
him.
Gonna be
fuck that. Hall of Fame jukebox guy, but fuck that guy.
Easy on Danny, Biddy.
Yeah, that's your boy.
My boy
dude.
Gordon. My boy Gordon down in Savannah. Love the guy. Hall of Fame guy. I'd love to see him have a good Saturday, but you know what he's going to do? Have a good Saturday regardless. Give me Georgia Tech. I stand by it.
I love it. Josh, let's switch to you. Texas, 2.5-point favorite right now over Texas A&M. This is a huge battle for the Lone Star State. Money line, Texas plus 110, Texas A&M minus 128 right now, over under at 50.5. Josh, who are we picking in this one?
First time in 15 years that Texas A&M has gone to Austin. I can't believe that's a true thing. They're down the road.
Yeah.
They haven't played at DKR in 15 years. Obviously, they switched conferences and all that, blah, 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 whatever. But it's insane. I can't believe that's true. I don't think Texas has the firepower to keep up with A&M. Texas defense is very, very good. But I think Marcel Reed and the Aggies find enough offense to kind of outscore Texas. And I don't think Texas can score against this Aggies defense.
And they've
gotten their offense going a little bit after the Kentucky game. But they scored 10 points against Georgia. So when they face an elite defense, it's like that's what it looks like. They scored 7 against Ohio State, 10 against Georgia. I'm not saying Texas A&M's defense is elite, but it's better than Kentucky's or whatever. So the home environment gives them a boost, but I do like the Aggies here.
Jordan, we rolling with Arch Manning, or what do you think?
The last time this game was played at DKR Memorial there, Ryan Tannehill was the quarterback for Texas A&M. All right. Von Miller was suiting up for the Texas A&M Aggies. One of the few times there's ever been players that have rolled through Texas A&M and the Colt outside of Johnny Manziel, outside of Mike Evans, that you could look at and go, all right, I fuck with it. Give me Texas just to throw a wrench into Texas A&M and to humble them before the playoffs. Because if they aren't humbled before the playoffs, they will be humbled in the playoffs. Marcel Reed looked absolutely dog shit in that first half against South Carolina, but they found a little bit of something in the second half. Really one of the first times that they've faced self-imposed a bad energy, self-imposed bad things going on at Texas A&M. And they've overcome everything but that, and they finally did it last week. I think Texas finally gets them, but in the SEC championship, they have 2 weeks in a row that really don't matter, honestly, because like we said, they should be in the playoffs. But I think they lose this week, and for my money, I think Alabama takes them because that boy Ty Simpson has been electric and surgical. Give me Texas. I think Arch Manning looked really good last week.
3 upsets for JD. Oh, I guess that's really not.
JD's kind of the favorite. King of the underdogs tonight.
They also had Emmanuel Acho for Texas, Fozzie Whitaker for Texas, Garrett Gilbert, douche.
I've tried to fall in love with this Texas team a lot this year, but I just can't do it. But you know what? Let's give it one more shot, huh? How about one more time? Bottle of wine, like our favorite song, Jordy. Billy Joel, remember?
Bottle of red.
Head. Whatever you want, if it's your appetite, I'll treat you anytime. Yeah. I'm going with Texas. I think they're gonna get a W here. This is gonna be a tight game, but to echo what Jordan said, Texas A&M is kind of playing bad right now, and if they backpedal into the playoffs like the Kansas City Chiefs are, for instance, it's not going to go well. So they do get humbled. Texas, give me that.
Chiefs ain't backpedaling in there, boy. They got to fucking run.
They might be
better
back,
sprint,
baby.
boy.
Also, a good bet. Also, a good bet would be if you want free money, bet the over on this one. 50.5 is kind of just give me money.
No, dude, no.
You don't think so?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Life's too short to take the under.
Dogfight.
I think it'll be like the.
Yeah, we keep saying life's too short, and I keep waking up. Take the under. Sorry.
All right, let's give this one to Mr. Big Ten himself. It's Indiana versus Purdue, Josh. This has got all the spellings of a trap game for Indiana, but Purdue is they haven't really done much at all this season. The spread right now is 28.5 points in favor of Indiana. You gonna roll with Indiana for this one, Josh?
Yeah, I don't really see a scenario where Purdue has a snowball's chance in hell in this game. Indiana's too explosive offensively and dominant defensively. It's a rivalry game, I get that, and like we've talked about some of these other games, Indiana doesn't need this game. They're in the playoff either way. But a program like Indiana that has such a just shit past, they're trying to win the Big Ten, and then they're trying to go win a title. So winning the Big Ten matters to them. I can't see Purdue even hanging with them. I think this one gets ugly. Give me Indiana by a whole bunch.
Mr. Neuwirth, does 2-9 Purdue get it done?
Yeah, last year this game was 66-0, boys.
Ooh,
Jeff
boy.
Brom is in Louisville, not at Purdue. They roll in undefeated to the Big Ten championship, and I don't see much fight looking at this. Good God. That guy, what a dog he has his team play like. They do not miss their layups. 66-0 against Purdue.
Yeah, they run it up.
It's one thing to score the 66, but you're not going to let them kick a fucking field goal? What a prick.
Oh, fuck them.
Dude, That guy's like, nobody's having fun but us.
There will be no fun.
I'm going to hammer Indiana. No need to explain that anymore. All right, boys, we're moving on to the Battle of the Desert. Jordan, let's switch back to you. Does Arizona State upset the dirty T that is University of Arizona? Right now, ASU plus 1.5. So this is kind of a pick 'em game, if you will. But who wins the Battle of the Desert?
I'm going with Arizona. Noah Fafita has had a hell of a season. And last week against Baylor, that was a really fun game to watch. I had them both in fantasy football. I had Sawyer Robinson on my bench, but Noah Fafita, put him in the starting lineup. He was a good guy, free agent pickup for me all year. And, boy, they got some swag in Arizona.
Jordan, this is at Diablo Stadium, by the way.
In Tempe.
This is in
you know
the
what
Inferno.
I just heard? You know what I keep reading is that your quarterback that played in the playoff game wants to transfer. He thinks he's bigger than Diablo Stadium. And I think there's a little bit of an uprising. Maybe the coach, maybe he starts seeing greener pastures. Give me the dirty T.
Boo. Josh, who do you like?
Boo.
Jeff Sims, we kind of mentioned Sam Levitt. Jeff Sims has been somehow serviceable for the Sun Devils with Levitt going down. He was awful in Lincoln. I've said it before, though, playing ASU in Tempe is very, very tough. Houston got him somehow. Houston's not very good, I don't think. But they were able to beat Texas Tech at Sun Devil Stadium. So Texas Tech is maybe one of the top 4 teams in the country, and they lost at this stadium. So I like Arizona State in a good game here. Slight upset based on the spread, but I think Arizona State's a better team.
At 8 p.m. in Diablo Stadium, Arizona State will beat the University of Arizona. I don't care what the odds are. ASU is winning this football game. Mark it down, stamp it, mail it to your grandma. This is free money. Give me ASU for sure.
Your
bet
last
of the
free money was the over
Lock
on
it
Texas
in.
A&M.
Yeah, well,
Free
there's
money.
a lot of free
it's
money.
all
There's,
free money.
there's a lot of free money here. A lot of
Maybe
free
just
money
do
this
the
week.
opposite of what Dow says.
Maybe do that too.
Open your eyes, Josh.
Josh, let's keep it here with you, my guy. Big Ten time, Ohio State versus Michigan, the rivalry of all rivalries. Ohio State minus 535 right now. Michigan plus 400. Ohio State's figured, which we knew, but this is a different game, and these two do not like each other. To hear Gus Johnson on this call, but who do you like, Ohio State or Michigan?
Game.
Got ahead of myself.
The Iron Bowl is great, but I think this is the number one rivalry. Ohio State crosses out M's all over their campus and city. Like, I don't know. I think it's awesome. This game's awesome. Michigan can maybe sneak into the playoff with a win here. I'm not saying 100%, but it could happen if you beat the best team in the country. You got a resume builder there. They've won 5 in a row. They dominated a road game in College Park against Maryland. A lot of momentum on the Wolverines' side. Ohio State, though, however, they remember what happened last year. It didn't knock Ohio State out of the playoff, but it was embarrassing to lose that game at home against a whatever they were, 6-5 Michigan team. So I think they control the game and coast to a win, but I kind of do like Michigan covering the spread. That's 11.5 is what I had it at, because this game's it's going to be a close game. But I think, what has it been, 3 in a row that Michigan's won in this rivalry. I do think Ohio State gets over the hump here, wins the game, but in a close one.
Jordan?
Listen, Ohio State has not played anybody all year. Probably their toughest 2 games have been Illinois and Washington, which aren't in the same caliber of opponent that Ohio State itself is. Since Texas, they have not played a tough game other than quote-unquote Washington and Illinois. I think Michigan has been scrapping for this. This is why they won the game last year. Give me Michigan. Give me a freshman year moment for Bryce Underwood.
The master
Give me
of
a
the
moment.
underdogs.
Give me a moment.
He loves
And
a
this
good
is
dog.
why give me a dog, boy. Give me the fucking Wolverines. I don't like I don't like a lot of Barstool, but Dave Portnoy does a good pizza review. Give me the fucking Wolverines.
Ohio State by $1 billion. They know
He's
what's
a
at
rich
stake.
idiot.
Yeah, he is
Yeah.
very, very rich.
Yeah.
But give me Ohio State,
Oh.
Josh. All right, next up, LSU versus Oklahoma. This one's got the makings of a great football game. Everybody knows LSU kind of in this weird period right now, trying to find their next head coach. Oklahoma, like Jordan talked about earlier on the program, Mateer's kind of got the boys rolling. Oklahoma, 10.5-point favorite. Jordan, are you going to hammer Oklahoma this go-round?
Who are they playing? I'm sorry, I didn't hear
LSU.
you. Oh, dude.
LS who?
LSU? Yeah. LSU is going to have to suck their own tiger dick this week because I'm taking Oklahoma. Put them in the playoff, boys.
Put him in the playoff. Josh, who do you like?
LSU just beat Western Kentucky by 3 points at home.
Mm-hmm.
They're not good. Sooners haven't really been impressive. Yeah, that win over Alabama was good, but they slipped up against Ole Miss. But they've been winning games, so I think they win another one here, kind of in a sloppy, weird game. Probably hammer the under. I just like Oklahoma because LSU is terrible.
Yeah, I'm taking Mateer and the boys. Give me Boomer Sooner. Jordy, here is the Iron Bowl. Alabama versus Auburn. Right now, the odds slightly towards Alabama. 5.5-point favorite over Auburn. This game, anything weird will happen in this football game. Who are you picking, though, Lordy?
This is traditionally such a fucking dogfight and such a crazy game in the state of Alabama. Auburn started Deuce Knight, true freshman, 5-star quarterback last week. First carry goes for 75 yards. Touchdown against Mercer. We're not bragging about it being Mercer, but it's the start of his career. Whoever the other quarterback is, because Jackson Arnold is apparently shipped off to the Caribbean. We don't even know where he is. The backup quarterback above, I'm sorry, Caribbean.
I don't know.
Pirates of the Caribbean.
I have no idea what's
Wherever Jackson Arnold is, he is. Whoever the quarterback is above Deuce Knight, he sat out because he's also a freshman. So he can still redshirt and play next week. So I don't know. They did that specifically to get Deuce Knight in the game and let this guy still play next week. They might lose 11 games. Auburn is still going to show up for the Iron Bowl. I don't expect this to be an easy win for Alabama, but I say it every week. Ty Simpson is surgical. You will not get an easy win against Alabama with Ty Simpson playing like that. Oklahoma played incredible defense on them. Their offense did just enough, and Auburn has a good defense, but Ty Simpson, Jam Miller, I think those boys have more than enough to take out Auburn and look forward to the SEC championship.
Borm, give us a winner here.
Auburn's last 6 games, 5 of them by 1 score. The other was by 10 to Georgia. They could realistically, and not even that crazy of a thing to say, they could be 10-1 right now because of all the 1 score. As a Nebraska fan, I know how these 1-score games work.
Oh, he knows.
Unfortunately for them, they're not. Their wins are over Baylor, Ball State, South Alabama, Arkansas, and Mercer. I don't think Auburn has what it takes to win and finish a game like this. I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a battle. It's going to be competitive. But Alabama comes out on top because Auburn doesn't know how to win big games or competitive, good games against good teams.
Any game, really.
Anything.
I mean, the games they won are just, Baylor's meh. But the rest are off. And Mercer's a good FCS school, but they have no good wins. They can't win. So it's Alabama. I know it's the Iron Bowl. I know all that, and it would not shock me in the slightest if Auburn does win this game. But I don't see how on paper you can say that.
Roll damn Tide is all I got to say. I'm liking Alabama in this football game. Next up, Jordy. Notre Dame versus Stanford. Notre Dame opens up as a rather large favorite, 32.5 points against Stanford. Are you rolling with the Irish?
Is Andrew Luck playing for Stanford?
No.
Oh, but
he
he's
is
like
the general
the GM,
manager.
though.
He's the GM.
No. Did you guys see him getting
No.
interviewed yesterday?
Yeah.
And
During the
they're
scoop
talking to him
score.
on the sideline, and he goes, "Ball!" I fucking love it. I love that guy. I hated him when he played at first because I thought he was overhyped. He wasn't. He did everything they said he was going to do. He retired early for his own health. He'll get Stanford to somewhere respectable shortly, but not tomorrow. Not this week.
Not tonight.
Notre Dame, boy. We talked about it. Jeremiah Love, CJ Carr is a freshman. Marcus Freeman. Let me make this point. In our lifetime, Notre Dame has never been cooler than with Marcus Freeman as head coach. That
I like
guy's
Charlie
a
Weiss.
dog.
Charlie Weiss.
Charlie Weiss.
Charlie Weiss.
Charlie Weiss.
Charlie Weiss.
Charlie Weiss had a little bit of it with Brady Quinn. And then he went with the guy who went.
Samardzija?
What about Manti?
Yeah, he
Te'o?
played
That
wide
guy was
receiver.
awesome.
What about Manti?
Manti Te'o made a national championship and had a fake girlfriend, boys. Marcus Freeman slanging in South Bend. Come on now.
Josh,
Come on, man.
you taking Notre Dame too?
This is a sneaky game for the Irish. Long road trip. Go play us for the Bows. To go play a scrappy Stanford team. They have nothing to lose. They can't make a bowl game. They just beat their rival pretty convincingly. Again, knowing they can't make a bowl game. But Notre Dame just hung 70 on Syracuse. Let's not forget about that. I think Notre Dame wins, but I think they might coast a little bit. I think they might get up, coast the second half, win by less than the spread. They're looking at a playoff berth, assuming they win. So I think Stanford might cover because of that, because I don't see Jeremiah Love playing the second half here, or CJ Carr, or anybody, all their starters. I could see them getting up by 28 at halftime and then just not playing really in the second half. So I think it's an obvious Notre Dame win, but I like Stanford covering.
Yeah, Notre Dame's riding a 9-game win streak right now. They make it 10 against Stanford, and they seal their spot in the college football playoffs. I think Notre Dame covers, and this is kind of the Irish that we're going to see for a long time. I love the Jeremiah pick, by the way, for Heisman. All right, Jordy, let's kick it to you. Iowa versus Nebraska. Right now, Iowa -5, so they are the favorite by 5 points. We know you love Iowa State. Everybody knows that in the country. But do the Iowa Hawkeyes get it done against the boneyard that they call the Nebraska Cornhuskers, Mr. Neuwirth?
I'm not going to go with what can't they do in the last 25 years. I'm just going to go what can't they do this year. Stop the run. What can't Iowa do? Pass the ball. Oh, no. So what is that going to mean they're going to do? Run the ball. This game's going to be fucking disgusting. I'm sorry that families in Nebraska and Iowa have to sit together the day after Thanksgiving every fucking year and subject themselves to this abject horror of football, Iowa. And it'll probably still be 9-6 some fucking way. God damn, it's going to be ugly.
I love this
Strange
guy. I love
comments
Jordan.
from an offensive lineman.
Josh, do your Cornhuskers get back on track with a big win over Iowa?
This game is typically very close, like Jordan just said. It might be 9-6, but usually that means Iowa's on top. Nebraska's won of the past however many. I think this game is a true test to see if Nebraska's turned a corner. Obviously, they're not a playoff team or not even close, really, right? But last year they went to a bowl game. They won a bowl game. Cool. They haven't done that in 8 years. This year, it's like, can we get to 8 wins? Can we beat Iowa? I think that's a big. That just says, are we taking a step forward? Are we turning the corner? This game's at home. Rule and the boys watch film. Like I mentioned earlier, they need to establish the run game. That's not a mystery or whatever. But they have to make Iowa at least. They have to make Iowa respect the pass. They have to be willing to stretch the ball downfield, or not even downfield. Like just throw the ball because they're going to have a heavy box. Give
Heavy
Latif a
box.
little more to work with. Let him throw the ball. Get him out of the pocket where he can run. Like I said, these guys are the experts. Like Jordan mentioned, I was going to run the ball. Gronowski cannot throw, and he shouldn't throw against Nebraska. He shouldn't. So kind of the opposite of that, I think Nebraska loads the box, make his ass throw, and then they have a chance.
Did someone just fart?
That was Judy.
Jordan, did you just fart?
Nobody.
Guy shit himself. Here's the thing. Nebraska wins a close one. They get to 8-4. We'll see you in Nashville.
He's still riding the Nashville thing, Jordan. He won't get over it. He thinks it's going to be Tennessee and Nebraska. And we're going to have to go. We're going to have to go.
That's not going to be the bowl game, boys.
I cannot
Okay.
wait. I cannot wait to watch Matt Rule on Pat McAfee this week. I really like Matt Rule, Josh. I think what you
You're
said
the
is,
only man in America that's saying that. Jesus Christ.
What's wrong with Rule?
That's a bad day.
I love
Hey,
him.
let me
He's
interrupt
awesome.
real quick.
Specifically on Pat McAfee? Good God, what are you, a millennial?
I saw a bowl projection where Nebraska's in Vegas. We might have to go.
Oh, God. I don't know if I can handle that with you.
Why
two.
the fuck would I have to go there?
All right, never mind, Judy. You're not invited anymore, buddy.
Jordy would never leave. We'd find him in some pool
I
hall
don't
20
like
years
Vegas.
from now. You guys
He'd be
left.
Pool. I don't even like pool.
Well, I'm taking Nebraska.
You'd see me at the Spearmint Rhino, more likely.
Oh, boy. I'm
Right.
taking...
That's in Omaha, you dummy.
I'm taking the headset off. There is a Spearmint
Yes,
Rhino
I'm
in
sure.
Vegas, though.
Oh, is there? Okay.
There's probably a couple of them, fellas. There's only one Shotgun Willies, though. Shout out Shotgun Willies. All right, I'm taking Nebraska. Our last game of the night, it's a big one. It's Vanderbilt versus Tennessee. It's been building all throughout all the People's Game Days we've done this season. There's one thing that two things probably that Jordan Newirth hates. When Tennessee loses, and he hates Vanderbilt. Well, they both collide this week because Tennessee right now
thought
is
dieting.
favored.
Dieting would be on that list. He hates Vanderbilt. He hates when Tennessee loses, and he hates eating salads.
Tennessee is favored by 3.5. Jordan, do the Vols take care of business
He
and place
gone.
themselves? Where is he? Jordan,
dip
come
date.
back. JD, come back. Well, Josh, let's kick it to you while Jordan. Oh, he's back.
Oh, there he is.
There he is.
Sorry about that. I broke the seal. What did I miss?
You dumb bitch.
Well, you probably just have to watch that part. But I was just saying how you
I'm
don't
sure
like.
it was complimentary.
Compliment.
Talk behind my back while I'm on camera. Classic move from the
We were
boys.
trying to say it to your face, but you fucking left.
Say it now.
I was saying how there's two things you
How
hate.
you
You hate.
eating salads.
No, I said you hate Vanderbilt. And you
Oh,
hate when
shit. I got a
Tennessee
story
loses.
on that.
Oh, no.
Go ahead.
Yesterday, obviously, Florida was getting dog walked by Tennessee, but they had one little moment. They complete one deep pass, and at Fergie's house, they brought over some lasagna, some garlic bread, and some salad. And I grabbed a crouton earlier, and it had a little piece of salad on it. And I ate it, and we scored a touchdown. And I went, fuck, that salad hit, boys, and we're all laughing. And they throw a deep ball, and they connect, and I go, I got to get some lettuce, boys. This is bad. So I walked down. I had a little bit of salad. And then, what do you know? Tennessee just fucking dominates. So apparently the
It
key to us
shows.
winning is me making healthy decisions.
The ladder's out. The head of lettuce is in. Jordan, who wins, Vanderbilt or Tennessee?
Duh. Tennessee.
Duh.
I don't even need to say more on that. We know where my liver will be. Tennessee. I do give credit to Clark Lee and Vanderbilt, obviously. He's had a hell of a season. 9-2. You can't really say that many years in the history of Vanderbilt, but
Is it the best
For the
season
s-
ever in Vanderbilt history?
Gotta be.
yeah, I would say I wouldn't say this
What
is
they
the
do when
best.
Jay Cutler was there?
That's what I was building to. I was going to say the best player they've probably had off the top of my head is Jay Cutler, but they were probably like 8-3 or 8-4, something like that.
I mean, it's
Like,
Tennessee's only a
sounds
3.5 point favorite right now to win. I get it's in.
I mean, I think this is going to be a lot closer than I was giving it credit all season. I will give them their due. Diego's scrappy as fuck. I think this is going to come down to whoever wins the turnover battle. I hope it looks like it did against Florida this week, but I did not expect that against Florida this week. So I'd rather be happily surprised, and I'm just going to expect there's going to be a
Set
couple
the bar
40s
low. I
drained.
get it.
Yep. There's
Josh?
going to be a couple 40s in my hands. Maybe they'll be taped.
Josh, who do you like?
I'm kind of over the Commodores. They're solid. Like Jordan just said, this is, and we were just talking about it, maybe this is the best season they've ever had. The playoff talk, the Pavia for Heisman, I don't know. It just seems ridiculous to me. They're good. I'm not saying they're shitty. I'm not saying that, but they need to stay in their lane.
Mm-hmm.
Vols being ranked is helping a lot of SEC teams and their resumes. Oklahoma, Alabama, and Georgia beat Tennessee, and now that's a ranked win for them. I don't think Tennessee should be ranked, but whatever. They're going to stay ranked because they're going to win this game. Aguilar makes some plays through the air. He's a pretty good quarterback, and Tennessee's not bad either. Again, I'm not saying they're terrible teams, but I think they're a little bit overrated. But you know what? Tennessee's going to win this game, and we can pencil them in for a date with Nebraska in Nashville in the Music City Bowl.
Stop it.
I'm gonna kick myself in the ass for picking Tennessee because I'm losing sleep over this one. Who do I pick? Jordan is one of my best friends. I want to see his team succeed. Vandy's scrappy. This is their year, but I can't do it. I got to take the Vols. I hope I don't regret that. God dang it, that's a tough game. I'm gonna pick Tennessee. Final answer. Tennessee. Final answer. Speaking of final answer, it's now time for this week's BBW. Borm's biggest wager. Josh, hit us with the BBW.
In the last game of the year, it's time. Nebraska beats Iowa. Put your money on it. And you know what, Jared? Take Vandy over Tennessee. I'm changing my fucking pick.
You bitch! You bitch!
No, I still think Tennessee, but give me the Skurs plus 5.5 money line. Win the game.
How much are you going to put on Nebraska this week? How much?
13-10 game.
13 to 10.
$20 on them.
Oh, live a little. All right, let's go.
Hey,
roll
you
on
know what
to.
we should do?
Uh-oh.
I've been watching this commercial. It's called Pass the Parlay. That's mine. Nebraska over Iowa. Dow, give me your
You're gonna
lock.
pass?
Give me one lock.
My lock this week is going to be Oklahoma over LSU.
Okay. Jared, one lock before you get into your fuckery.
Based off what I have for my picks, if I was going to pick, do you want me to pick something outside of what I already have, or can I throw what?
No, I don't
have?
care. Just give me one because I'm gonna go put this
Give
in.
me- Give me Navy over Memphis.
I'm gonna do a 3-leg.
Navy over Memphis. I like that.
That's bold. I'm gonna go do a 3-leg parlay with those 3 picks.
Hell yeah. I like that. That's good.
And we'll split the winnings.
Jordan, you ready for your pick 6 of the week?
Yeah.
All right. Give it to us, my brother.
So there's a couple games in here we didn't talk about. I'm just going to go in the way that this is looking on the ticket. Michigan money line over Ohio State. We didn't discuss Miami and Pitt. I think Carson Beck, it's been long stated. I thought he was on the Latinas. Turns out he's off the Latinas. Give me Pitt, whose quarterback might just be on the Latinas. I don't know if they have whatever the Pittsburgh version of Latinas is. Maybe it's just Italians. He's on them.
Amish,
Texas over Texas. He's on the Amish. Oh my God. Texas money line over Texas A&M. Georgia Tech plus 13.5 on the spread. Mississippi State money line, Navy money line, and the easiest pick out of this whole parlay. Put as much money as you want on it.
Oh, Rocky Top.
Iowa money line.
Oh my. Well, boys, it was another successful week. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. I can't wait till next week. We're talking a little trash this week, but as for Jordan Neuwirth, Josh Bourne, my name is Dallas Hansen. We bid you adieu. Good night and good luck.
See, bells.